Hello everyone! I recently watched Sargon of Akkad's video, Why I Don't Criticize the Right. What struck me was that he seems to care more about right-wing conspiracy theories than he does about the oppression of the poor.
I mean, the right is not good to poor people.
Yes, the right do oppress the poor in quite a horrible manner, cutting the benefits of disabled people, throwing children into poverty, weakening the power of trade unions who are there to fight for better pay and conditions for their working class members. Yes, the right clearly hate the poor. But what do you think is the bigger problem?
But I don't think they're trying to actively undermine Western civilization. I don't think they're going to start pumping out an ideology that's going to advocate for, open borders, advocate for communism and socialism and all this sort of crap.
That type of rant is usually the reserve of hard-right lunatics. It's amazing that you care more about that nonsense than you do about the fate of many of your fellow British citizens.
I don't think they're going to do any of that sort of shit. I think at worst they will be mildly oppressive to poor people. And I say mildly, I don't think they're going to be that oppressive to poor people and minorities.
Your Conservative government is treating the disabled and the poor horribly. Nothing mild about it.
It'll be like, you just have to, and I would advocate against it. Whatever form of oppression they're imposing, I would definitely advocate against it.
We all know that's not true.
But the things that the left are fucking arguing for and fighting for are so systemically catastrophic in the long run if they were to get their way. And they call themselves radicals. They call for the overthrow of capitalism. They call for communism and socialism. They call for all of this cultural Marxist stuff, to sum it up in a phrase. You know what I'm talking about. All of this intersectional stuff that is just designed to tear apart the Western liberal tradition is coming from the left.
You are sounding more and more like a right-wing loon, Sargon. Although I did notice that you have great concern for the poor capitalists out there. You know, those poor souls that are making record profits whilst the wages of workers are declining. Seems that I was right about you all along.
Okay, you can't get an abortion. Oh, okay. It sucks. It sucks for you. What are you going to do? Oh, I'm going to have to raise my child. Oh, well, there we go. Millions do it. It's not the end of your life, for fuck's sake. You act like this, abortion rights are the most important thing in the world. No, they're the least important thing in the fucking world.
And he wonders why people call him a misogynist.
These cunts are shutting down free speech and free expression and free thought on college campuses. You're like, yeah, but what?
From the person who wanted to suspend social justice courses from universities because he didn't like them. What a joke.
And I think that I watched the footage of that guy at the EDL endorsing me. He also endorsed Rocking Mr. E, which is very interesting because he's very firmly a classical liberal as well. He hates fascism, he hates communism.
Despite popular opinion, Nazis were not homophobic. Socialism should be banned. Joseph McCarthy, a man smeared by leftist liars. The colonization of the European Caliphate continued.
This is who Sargon of Akkad chooses to align himself with. An extreme far-right lunatic who dishonestly distorts history to justify his own moronic worldview.
These social justice courses, all in universities or in governments or in corporations, all these, honestly, they will have a diversity officer in every single one of these giant corporations, and they've got all these government NGOs and all this that are all that sort of nonsense, and it's like, and you sit there going, why don't you criticise the right? It's like, because the right actually isn't really in control still. The right has achieved traditional political power, but the left commands social capital. That's what they do. They command pressure, and they can pull a huge amount of eyeballs onto something and then morally grandstand over it.
The right are actually in control and are ruining the lives of thousands of poor and disabled people in your country. But you think social justice courses at university are the problem?
So, yeah, the left is total cancer. I'm sorry, I hate to say it, but there is so much that has to be torn out of it, and everything that is collectivist about it has to be removed. And then the right can have the cancerous collectivists.
If you had your way, Sargon, the left would abandon their trade unions, their support for socialism, and in your country, the NHS. That is what you are calling for when you demand the left abandon collectivism. The truth is that you are not even remotely left-wing. You are in fact a hard-right loon who cares more about loony right conspiracy theories, like cultural Marxism, than you do about what is happening to the poor and disabled in your country. You are a joke. Also, your conspiracy theory about the billionaire capitalist George Soros promoting Marxism reeks of 1930s-style anti-Semitism.